Alright, so this is the truth behind why Rocky Maivia failed in his first run back in 1996. Let me tell you why he failed and why the fans turned their backs on him. He was being forced. It was a forced cringe push. He wasn't booked right at all. That's why he was booed out the building. That's why you were seeing "Die Rocky Die" signs. Because around that time, back in 1996, the fans were tired of the "say your prayers, drink your milk, eat your vitamins" kind of baby faces. They were over them. They got tired of them. They were tired of Hogan, guys like that. They got tired of Shawn Michaels, dudes like that. They got tired of Bret Hart, guys like that. So Rocky Maivia, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong character because he had no character. They were trying to make him the next Hogan, the next Lex Luger. You see how Lex failed, right? Because they were trying to make him the next Hogan. Dude, we only need one Hulk Hogan. We didn't want any more Hogans. In fact, back in 96, we were tired of Hulk Hogan as a face. We got tired of him. His character, his gimmick got old and stale. He needed to change because around that era, the wrestling business was transitioning to reality-based TV, reality-based characters that we relate to in a real life. That's why Shawn Michaels got booed at Survivor Series against Sid. Sid was a reality-based character that the fans related to. See what I'm saying? That's why he was booed. That's why the fans turned on Bret Hart. They got tired of his character, his whole act. Because he was kind of Bret was a goody two shoes. The fans got tired of it. So that's why the fans turned Austin into a face, because they related to him. They were over the cartoony characters that were directed towards kids. The fans, they were growing up. They had more attitude. They wanted badass reality-based characters. That's why they booed The Rock. Look, let me tell you how forced his push was. They gave him a quick title reign as IC champion that the fans didn't care about. Every week on commentary, that's all they were doing. Oh, he is a second generation athlete. He is the grandson of Chief Maivia or whatever. He's the son of Rocky Johnson. Every week they were shoving it down our throats. Oh, he is a blue chip athlete. He is a former Hurricane, former football player, former pro player in Toronto, Canada. Every week they were shoving it down our throats that this guy was the next big thing. It felt forced. It was cringe. It was like they were telling you, you must cheer him because he is our guy now. Cheer him. You must cheer him. He is our guy now. The fans were like, hell no. It's like, no, we don't see it. What is he doing to earn our support? Nothing. You are forcing him on us, even though we don't even relate to his character. He had bad wardrobe. Dude, he had bad wardrobe. His promos weren't there yet. He was forced. That's why he was booed. It had nothing to do with him being a bad babyface. It had nothing to do with that. It was bad booking. Vince Russo, Jim Cornette, Jim Ross, Bruce Pritchard, they all said he had all the talent. It was just bad booking. They were forcing him, and the crowd didn't want him. They saw right through him. They felt like his character was not genuine. That's all he was doing was smiling. He had bad ring gear. They thought he was corny. That's why he was booed. It's like these idiots are saying that the Rock was booed because he sucked. He wasn't a good face. So that means John Cena is better, huh? Bruh. When John Cena, when he first got called up to the main roster, the fans did not like him either. You remember when he had tights? Yeah, the fans did not like him. In fact, he was on the verge of being fired. Let me say that again, because you don't hear me. John Cena was on the verge of being fired with Dave Bautista. He was on a cut. He was on the list. He was about to get fired. He was damn near close. Vince was not a fan of this guy. You know what I'm saying? Vince was not a fan of John Cena. It was then he had to turn himself into a rapper so he can get more TV time and build up a character so he can keep his damn job. So don't give me that shit. John Cena was not a raving success in his first 2 years in the WWE, bruh. Hell no, he was gonna get fired. Okay, like I know everything about John Cena's journey way back when he was on Indies. He was about to get fired. Okay, the crowd did not like him either. Just like The Rock. Crowd did not like him. And yes, John Cena was a heel when he first turned into a rapper. He was a heel. Like, where is this information that where you're saying John Cena was never a heel? Yes, he was a heel. When he first became the rapper, he was a heel. He was getting booed. But that was by design. He was a heel rapper. The crowd was booing him. But then after a while, his raps got more funny. He became very entertaining. Then the crowd started cheering him. So after that, they had no choice but to turn him to a face. But there was a time where John had jeans on, right? He had short jeans, but he had boots on. Go back to that John Cena. He was a heel. There was a match with him and Brock Lesnar where Brock was the babyface, Cena was the heel. Cena had boots on and short jeans, and he was a rapper. John Cena was a heel when he turned to a rapper. So don't give me that shit. He was never a face his whole career. He was a heel at first. So come on, bro. But Rocky Maivia was a failure in 1996. The crowd did not like him. It had nothing to do with his talent. It was just how he was booked. He was forced. He was the original Reigns. He was the original Roman Reigns. That's why they turned him heel, because it was like, well, the crowd was saying, die, Rocky, die. Well, shit, we might as well turn him heel. That's what Vince Russo said. Just turn his ass heel. And then eventually, the crowd will like him again. And that's what happened. So he turns into a heel. But eventually, he became the leader of the Nation of Domination because his true personality started to shine. You know what I'm saying? His true self started to shine once he became the leader of the Nation of Domination. Then the crowd noticed how funny he was. He was charismatic. He could talk. He had a good look. He had a great wardrobe. Now the audience like, okay, now we see what we didn't see back in '96. This guy is talented. Now we see it. It got to the point where the crowd turned him face. Once the crowd turned him face, The Rock didn't look back. That's how good he was. So when I said who's the better face, Rock or Cena, of course it's the goddamn Rock. Because here's why. When The Rock got over after '97, The crowd never said, die, Rocky, die, ever again. They never said Rocky sucks, ever again, after he became a face. Once he left the Nation of Domination and became a face, the crowd never said Rocky sucks or die, Rocky, die. That's the goddamn difference. When he was Rocky Maivia, he had no character. So, and he was being pushed like he was like he was some kind of star. Yeah, he should get booed because he wasn't there yet. He wasn't ready for that kind of push. Every week they was just shoving down our throats that, oh, he's a blue chip athlete, college athlete. Okay, it's like, okay, bruh, shut the fuck up. We know already. Every damn week now. That's why the crowd booed him. It had nothing to do with his talent. It's just he was forced. They wanted Rock to earn it, not be forced as a top guy. That's the difference. With John Cena, look, how could you say John Cena was a great face or a great baby face? Huh? Where is your evidence? Where is your proof? John Cena might be the most indifferent wrestler of all time, and I'm a fan of his. Hell, I met John Cena back in 2000 on the indies. I met him, but like, dude, like, he might be the most indifferent pro wrestler of all time when it comes to being a legend now. Bro, he has some of the most haters of all time. Look, go back to the year 2000. The Rock. Bro, The Rock that year, he might go down as the most over babyface of all time in wrestling history. Just YouTube it. YouTube all the Rock's reactions in 2000. He was getting reactions like he was freaking Michael Jackson. He was getting Michael Jackson crowd reactions. They were going nuts. They were crying over him. Grown men were crying over The Rock. He was mega over, man. Cena was never at that level. He was never at the year 2000 level, ever, never. I'm old enough to tell you that. I was around when Cena was in his prime in The Rock. Cena was never at The Rock level when it comes to being over. Never. He never got that kind of reaction. The Rock was getting crazy rock star reactions back in 2000. Look, how can you say John Cena had a better career than The Rock? That's not fair. Cena is all longevity. You can make the argument maybe he stayed in the WWE a little bit too long. The Rock left at an early age. The Rock left the WWE like what? I think he was in his early 30s. He was in his early 30s and he left for Hollywood. And yet, I think The Rock is what? I think he's a 10-time world champion in a short time span. He had a short career, people. Let's just face facts. The Rock had a short career. I think it was an 8-year career, like overall. When The Rock went Hollywood on a permanent basis, I think he had like like 8-year career. Yes, he had an 8-year career. It was not a long time, but yet he accomplished a lot. He accomplished a lot of shit within that time span. Cena, he's all longevity. There's a reason why Vince McMahon calls Stone Cold Steve Austin the best of all time. It's not about how long you was at the top. How much money did you draw within that time span? And can anybody match it year by year by year? That's the definition of a GOAT. Did you change the business? The Rock and Stone Cold and Hogan, they changed the business forever. See, with Cena, he might go down as one of the most confusing faces of all time. It's like, how can you say he was a great face when the audience was literally saying, "Let's go, Cena sucks"? How can you say he was a great face when you saw signs that said, "If Cena wins, we riot"? Are you kidding me? I've never seen a sign that says, "If Stone Cold Steve Austin wins, we riot. If Hogan wins, we riot. If The Rock wins, we riot." I've never seen that before. But with Cena, yeah, we've seen that with Cena. There was a time where nobody knew what Cena was. Was he a heel? Was he a face? Because the crowd was booing him. Like, how can you say he was? How can you say he was a better face than a goddamn Rock? When he was being booed as a freaking babyface, and he was on the top of the company. See, The Rock was getting booed when he was a forced, cringe, no character face as a rookie in 1996. That's not a good comparison. See, with The Rock, after 2000, nobody ever wanted The Rock to be a heel ever again. Right? When The Rock tried to be a heel, it didn't work out. The crowd was still laughing, or they were still cheering him on because they didn't want to boo him. So when the crowd doesn't want to boo you, that means you are a face. You are not a heel. You are a face. When the crowd does not want to boo you, even though you're a heel, the crowd does want to boo you, but they cheer you no matter what you say. You are a face. That's the definition of greatness. The Rock was the definition of greatness. Nobody booed him, even when he was Hollywood Rock. We were laughing with him. We weren't booing him. Nobody hated him. Nobody was saying, "Die, Rocky, die." Nobody was saying Rocky sucks. The Rock was freaking entertaining when he was Hollywood Rock. He was still being cheered. So how was John Cena a better face than him? He had no choice but to turn back into a goddamn babyface. That's how great of a face he was. The Rock is a natural face. I'm sorry. He's a natural face. The Rock is not a heel. He's too funny, he's too hilarious to be a heel. How can you boo somebody that talented, that entertaining on the goddamn microphone, right? That's why the crowd couldn't boo him. He was too talented. He was too must-see TV. You can't boo him, tell him those funny-ass jokes, right? That's what I mean. John Cena, he is no Rock, man. I'm sorry. Look, you kids born after 01, 02, I feel sorry for y'all, man. Y'all don't know about The Rock. Y'all too young, man, to know how special The Rock was. The Rock, he was Michael Jackson in 2000. That's how big he was. Serious, that's how big he was, bruh. There was no debate with The Rock. There was tons of debate with John Cena for the past 15 years, man. Nobody said, "Oh, The Rock is bearing talent." Still to this day, how come people always say John Cena was bearing talent? Bray Wyatt, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, etc. Oh, he buried Nexus. The Rock was never accused of burying anybody, right? How the hell you gonna accuse a freaking babyface of burying a damn heel, right? But with John Cena, there is still that debate. Was John Cena burying talent, even though he was a face? That's why he was being booed. The Rock was never booed as a face. After 2000, he was too over. This dude was a Hollywood star. Like, there was nothing to boo. With Cena, it was like, bro, it's like, man, every week, every Monday, this dude keeps getting wins. He keeps beating guys that he shouldn't be beating. There was a serious discussion about John Cena. There were people saying, there was people saying that he can't wrestle, that Cena should turn to a face. No, my bad. They were saying Cena should turn to a heel. When will Cena turn heel? It would make the company better. You never had that with Stone Cold and The Rock. In fact, when Stone Cold turned heel and shook hands with Vince McMahon at WrestleMania, Stone Cold said that was the biggest mistake of his career because that hurt the WWF at that time, which it did. Nobody wanted Steve to be a heel. Even Stone Cold, bro. Nobody wanted Stone Cold to be a heel ever. That's talent. That's what you call being over and being talented. When you are a face and the crowd loves you so much, they don't want you to be a goddamn heel. That's Stone Cold and The Rock. Nobody wanted the guys to turn heel. I didn't. In fact, that ran away viewers when Stone Cold turned heel. That hurt a lot of people. That hurt the business at that time. For all you kids that don't know, that hurt the business at that time when Stone Cold turned heel. Stone Cold, still to this day, he regrets not giving Vince a stutter at that WrestleMania. That's what he said that he should have done. Right? With John Cena, dude, still to this day, people are begging for a heel turn. Nobody said that about The Rock after 2000, right? Or Stone Cold. How the hell you gonna be a supposedly a over face if the fans are begging for a heel turn? Yeah, that means you are not a good face. If the crowd is begging for a goddamn heel turn, are you serious? No. Nobody wanted The Rock to be a heel after 2000. He was too popular. It's like Cena, I love Cena, but he had a lot of haters, man. Like, what is there to talk about? There's no comparison. He had a lot of haters because he was handed everything, and people got tired of it. He was always in the main events. He always won all the titles. He was in all the biggest storylines. People got tired of it, bruh. So no, he's not a better face than Steve Austin and The Rock. It's not even close. Because when The Rock became a star, he never got booed because the fans got tired of him. You see what I'm saying? When Cena became a star, he got booed because fans got tired of him. See, when The Rock was on top, that never happened. When you were on top, and you are the face of the company, and the fans are booing you, that is not a good thing. That's called Roman Reigns heat. Cena and Reigns are very, very similar. Both got booed out the building, even when they were faces. There were signs saying, if Reigns wins, we riot. That sounds like John Cena. They are very, very similar. See, Roman had to turn heel so the fans can respect him. Roman Reigns' heel turn changed his whole career forever. That's the difference between him and John Cena and The Rock and Stone Cold. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can't call Cena a great face if we are booing him and he's the face of the company. See, when Rocky Maivia got booed, bro, he was a goddamn rookie. He was a blue chip athlete rookie that the fans were not ready for. That the fans did not want, right? That's the point I'm trying to make. There's levels to this, bro. There's levels. Rocky Maivia was not at the level of a Cena back in '96, bro. So that's a bad comparison, awful comparison. That was a different time. We wanted reality-based characters. We didn't want cartoony characters, not anymore at that time. That's why Hogan turned to Hollywood Hogan. He had to bury the Hulkamaniacs. Like he had to bury that gimmick so he can get rejuvenated. That's the point I'm trying to make. So, to make a long story short, after night 7, after The Rock became a star, he never had go away heat. Never. John Cena, he had go away heat on and off during his career. That's why CM Punk got over, right? Because the fans got tired. Because the fans got tired of John Cena. That's why CM Punk got over. You get what I'm saying now? That's the only reason CM Punk got over, because the fans got tired of John Cena. Hold on. Didn't John Cena get booed out the building versus Rob Van Dam in ECW? I think it was what? One Night Stand? Or some shit? Whoa, but John Cena was a great face though, right? Then why was he booed against Rob Van Dam? If Stone Cold replaced Cena in that match, the crowd wouldn't boo him. If The Rock replaced John Cena against Rob Van Dam in ECW, the crowd wouldn't boo him. Because everybody loves The Rock. He's a megastar. Everybody loves Stone Cold. Right? So you know nothing about wrestling if you think John Cena was a better face than The Rock. No. And to this one idiot that said everybody in the Attitude Era was a tweener, that's a bold-faced lie. They had no tweeners. The only tweener was the goddamn Undertaker back in the Attitude Era. He was the only tweener. Stone Cold was a full-fledged fucking babyface. He was a full-fledged babyface. Psycho said he was like a tweener. You know, he was the definition of a tweener. But those two were the only tweeners. Everybody else, they were either a heel or a face. The Rock was either a heel or he was a face. Like, you know nothing if you think that whole roster was filled with tweeners. Like, huh? Like, how dumb are you? You was either a face or a damn heel. One or the other. It's like, if the whole roster is filled with tweeners, that means nobody is over. We need to know who to cheer for and who to boo. That's how Stone Cold got over. That's how The Rock got over. We need to know what villain is The Rock wrestling. And that villain was Triple H, Kane, Stone Cold, fucking Taker. We need to know which villain you are facing. That's how heels get over. That's how faces get over. That's it. I'm done.